Well. It looks like as hard as Paul Feig tries to shut down those feud rumors between Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick, they're not allowed to do press interviews together because Anna Kendrick is out promoting Another Simple Favor without Blake. Ryan Reynolds is also dragging Marvel even further into more of their legal drama as new people come out and new allegations come out against him and the way that he's weaponized characters in his films in the past. And then Dorit Kemsley, her divorce and her fallout with PK. Still a hot topic because they have to see each other at their kids' baseball game. We're gonna get into all of it and more. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What up, everybody in the club? Happy Tuesday. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday. Survived a Tornado Tuesday at Orange Theory, OTF. Today's Tornado Tuesday here in LA. We did it. We did it all around the room, around the room, around the room. Thank you guys. Bonjour. Hello. Hi, Paige. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Brigitte. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Andrew Long. Andrew Long. Did Stephanie Jones commit corporate espionage? I mean, we're going to see. We're going to get into the Blake Lively, the Another Simple Favor, Anna Kendrick, Ryan Reynolds, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stars, PK and Dorit Kemsley. We're going to get into all of it. But I did want to give a couple of quick shout outs for people that have left reviews on Apple Podcasts because you guys have been so sweet and so kind. And I love you and I appreciate you. This one comes from Kim K.A. says, no filter, more trustworthy than mainstream media. I just wanted to say that Zack Peters' coverage on most stories are common sense and more reliable and showing both sides than any mainstream media. I've listened to it for 5 years. Wow. 5 years. Thank you, Zack, for your approach, your humor, your humanity, and the way you bring important stories to life. Wishing you all the success you deserve. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I do. I do. And on the other hand, we have Sunset Baby 741 who says, no filter, no talent. If you're looking for a cutting edge insight or original thought, keep scrolling. Zack Peters' content feels like he skimmed a Reddit thread at 3 a.m. and decided it was a Pulitzer-worthy journalism. It's mostly just someone somewhere farted near a celebrity, so let's do a 3-part series. But when was the last time I did a 3-part series on anything? His delivery carries the sort of smugness that you would expect from someone who thinks condensation is a personality trait, and the energy, pure dollar bin DVD section at Walmart. First of all, there are some gems in the DVD bin, the Walmart DVD bin. Okay, thank you very much. There are some gems in there. If you like your news half-baked, aggressively thirsty, and served with the energy of someone who peaked in high school theater, congrats, you found your I didn't even peak in high school theater. I still haven't even peaked. That's funny. Well, thank you for all your reviews on Apple Podcasts. I do love you. I do appreciate you here. Um, thank you guys. This one, last one I'll read, comes from Bridge. Refreshing and captivating, finding no filter while searching for podcasts on the Lively versus Baldoni case was such a valuable discovery. Zach's infectious energy, pop culture expertise, and insightful wit made him the ideal. Always entertaining and never with teeth. Those who know. A must listen. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Please keep leaving those reviews on Apple Podcasts. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Welcome on in. All right. If you've been enjoying, that's you, Brigitte. That was your review. Thank you, Brigitte. That was very sweet of you. Also, guys, just a reminder: if you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the show, then get your tickets right now. I'm going on tour this summer. It's the Zactivated tour. Come on down. If you've got your tickets, drop a comment below. Let me know what show you're coming in to see. And are you GA? Are you VIP? Did you get a meet and greet package? Let me know. Get it. I'm coming to Dallas, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. It's the Zactivated tour. It's a live podcast tour. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys. I'm excited to meet you. I'm bringing so many of my friends along with me. So if you see a lot of my pals here on the podcast, then you can expect to see them on the road with me this summer. Lots of special guests from housewives and reality stars and other celebs. You never know what you're going to get. Every show is going to be different. Every show is going to have a different panel of tea spilling experts, reporters, podcasters, content creators, TikTokers, all of them. We will have them in. I'm excited. We've already started to put together the shows, and it's really fun. Kat's going to come to the show in Philly. Let's get it. You can get your tickets now at nofilterlive.com. Go to nofilterlive.com. Get your tickets right now. They're selling out fast. The VIP packages are selling out fast. So I would highly suggest you jump in on those while you can, because that's going to be a really fun package. We have a pre-show happy hour. We have a meet and greet. You get premiere seating. You get a custom a custom free piece of merch that I'm going to be designing, that I have to design. I have to work on that, and my deadline to do that is this week. So I'll be sure to make sure there's never teeth in that. But get your tickets now, nofilterlive.com. Okay, let's dive in, because there is a lot that has been going on specifically with Ryan Reynolds. So I don't know if you guys remember, I mentioned on the podcast, came out over the weekend, that there was a letter from Marvel that they wrote to the judge saying, "Hey, judge, we have no interest in participating in this lawsuit with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and we're not going to turn over any proprietary or information because this could significantly harm our business, right? We can't turn over trade secrets. We can't turn over, the character development, because obviously Nice Pool, and I guess now maybe even Dog Pool, may be pulled into question." And so Marvel made it clear to the judge, similar to Blake Brown when they issued their letter to the judge a couple weeks ago, they have no interest in actually participating in the discovery process, which also went to my theory that it's possible that Taylor Swift has been deposed. We just haven't heard about it yet, right? Which may have triggered Travis Kelce to unfollow Ryan Reynolds. You know, kind of fishy, time and suspicious. We're moving into discovery. Depositions are going to be due soon. All of that discovery is going to be happening over the summer, which is why I'm excited to go on tour, because we'll be covering this at each of the live shows. We'll be doing lots of fun interaction. We'll be playing games. We'll be spilling tea, and we'll be recapping all of this legal drama on the road. So come on out. But now we have this other case. Okay, this one comes from Leanne. Leanne Newton's one of my faves. She's also on YouTube. She just started a YouTube channel. She is a legal commentator. She's very savvy when it comes to all things the law. I know she's based in the UK, but she's really good at breaking things down, or at least explaining them in really easy to digest ways. But so she brought to the forefront, and she also has a YouTube channel, guys. I just subscribed to it this morning, so definitely go subscribe to Leanne Newton on YouTube. But so she got some exclusive tea, and that's about Marvel's connection to, Ryan Reynolds' connection, and how he, I guess, has done stuff like this Nice Pull bit in the past. Ooh, really quickly. Thank you, Helene, for the super sticker. Let's get it, girl. Get it, get it, get it. Thank you, Helene. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my love. Okay, let's do a share screen, because I want to talk about this Leanne Newton new pending filing for Marvel Discovery from interested non-party. So this is coming from Brett Douglas McDowell. Brett Douglas McDowell, who is a producer. And it's also coming from, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correctly, her name is Aiko Ishiwada. So I believe they're married, and they are claiming that Ryan Reynolds has done to them what Ryan Reynolds is accused of doing to Justin Baldoni, which is trolling him in his characters, right? In the characters that he plays or writes into the films that he does. And so they've written a letter to the judge basically saying, "Hey, judge, better hold on to that discovery. Preserve any discovery materials about Nice Pull and about Dog Pull from Deadpool and Wolverine, because this is very preliminary, but they're interested in possibly suing or taking some sort of legal action against Ryan Reynolds." And so they have they show some of the similarities here between their dog and Nice Pull. And obviously, there are different theories. Dog pull exposed, another way for Ryan Reynolds to intimidate. So that kind of seems like the allegation that they're making. is that Ryan Reynolds has used characters and done stuff like this in the past to intimidate other people. So it seems like no matter how much Ryan Reynolds is trying to avoid this or how much Marvel is trying to avoid all of this mess, they just keep getting pulled in. And so now, if this couple, if Brett and Aiko can actually prove their case, it's very preliminary. I was reading through it. You know, they did have a very long letter that they wrote to the judge. I'm remaining optimistically hopeful that maybe they can bring something forward. I'm a little skeptical, to be honest with you, though. That's just me keeping it 100. But they do claim, let's see, what other movies did they reference in this letter to the judge? Do, 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 do. They claim that there are a lot of inflection, or they infer that because they're of the indigenous and an indigenous tribe, they're a citizen of the Red River. I believe it's Métis Nation, which is Native Canadian and indigenous. So they are indigenous people, and I believe as a result of that, or at least Aiko is Aiko Ishiwata. She is indigenous, and so she's claiming that there may be some prejudice here. She's claiming that there are some possible human rights violations addressing appropriation, retaliatory conduct, systematic exclusion within the entertainment industry, and they specifically reference Free Guy, Mystic Quest, and Deadpool and Wolverine as films that may have been used to essentially troll them, right? And so they even really hunker down on, I guess, some experience that happened at the 2017 Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. So this was a few years ago. And they keep tying a lot of this back to Mythic Quest, sorry. So I don't know. I've never seen Mythic Quest. I'm not familiar with Mythic Quest at all. But they basically told the judge, hey, listen, we think that Ryan Reynolds has done crap like this in the past, and we're planning on coming for him, but we need to make sure that we continue to get all of our ducks in a row. And part of those ducks are possibly using this case with Baldoni and what they did to Baldoni to prove their case, that there was some sort of retaliation, that there was some sort of, I guess, in simpler terms, trolling that was done by Ryan Reynolds with the purposes of intimidation and retaliation. So we'll have to see where this goes, if anywhere. But shout out to Leanne Newton, who got this exclusive. They had reached out to her. They gave her this letter. They gave her permission to share this letter. No legal action has been taken as of yet, but it is something that they are planning to do. They're planning to move forward with this. So we'll see where that goes. But again, like I said, Marvel seems to be trying very hard. Oh, it's his Wexham Partners show. Yes, that's the other tie. Again, the letter's very long. It's on Leanne's X account. So you can go over to Leanne Newton on X. You can read the full letter. I read it this morning. I just kind of wanted to summarize it for you. Today's going to be a bit of a quicker show. I have to tape Chef Stew shows right after this, and then I have to run into the studio to tape the Pop Report. And then I'm really excited. I'm going to see an advanced screening of Final Destination. I love Final Destination, by the way. So good. But that's just the brief recap. Marvel doesn't seem like they're going to be getting out of this anytime soon. And even if they do get out of this specific Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni lawsuit, they're very likely going to be dragged into more drama, because this is what happens when you let your talent run amok, right? And if you're not keeping an eye on things and you're letting Ryan Reynolds just kind of run the show, and even Ryan Reynolds, it seems like this is a really clear abuse of power that he was using to intimidate people and to troll people. I don't know if the retaliation, I think, is a bit of a stretch from the letter that I've read. I haven't seen the evidence. I haven't seen anything come out in discovery, but at least with their case specifically, retaliation and, it being related to her being an indigenous person, like, as of right now, I think it's a bit of a stretch, but I'm very curious to see where that goes and what other evidence they bring forth, because it sounds like Ryan Reynolds does have a history of doing this type of stuff. And if they can prove that case, I would be very fascinated to see what they have and what they bring to the table. But we'll have to see. Rhonda Thrope says, "Hey, Zack, I love you. Did the Ask Two Lawyer guys give up?" I don't think so. I mean, they are actual attorneys, so I'm sure if they haven't covered much on Blake and Baldoni. One, there hasn't been a whole lot to cover. They're not going to cover Travis Kelce unfollowing Ryan Reynolds because, the pop culture tea of it all isn't their level of expertise. Their level of expertise is in the law and the legalities, and like they're experts. We're over here sipping the tea and spilling them like, oh my God, they unfollowed. Da, 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 da. But that's, I would imagine maybe they're in trial or in court or battling something out for one of their clients, which is their real job. This is my real job, is to sit here and talk about Travis Kelce unfollowing Ryan Reynolds. That's what I do for a living. That is not what they do for a living. So yeah, we'll see. Boom, boom. Josh said, my like was number 143 when my 90, where my 90s people at. I'm from the 90s. I'm from the 90s too. Carol says, what about the documents that dropped last night? Which documents dropped last? There are always new documents that drop. Was there anything, what happened? Oh, Jennifer Abel's response. I don't know if there was anything particularly juicy. Again, if you want a play-by-play with every single new legal filing, I highly suggest you check out Court of Random Opinion. Every time there's a new filing, she breaks it down. She goes on live on the spot, reads through it with you guys. So I highly suggest the Court of Random Opinion. I'm just going to give you brief recaps. And sometimes if there's a really juicy filing, I'll do like a members only live stream where we can break that down. Elizabeth says, yet Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively strut around like nothing's wrong, Zack. They are so wrong and so guilty. I can't look at them. Ick factor. Yeah, I agree. The fact that they're just kind of parading is so wild to me, that they have no shame. None. They're just kind of like, we're going to promote Another Simple Favor, and we're going to go and do this Wrexham promotion, and we're going to promote Betty Buzz at the Wrexham game. And it's wild. Brigitte says, everyone, please like and subscribe. Yes, we're at 96,000. Remember just the other day, I was like, do you think we can get to 95,000? And now we're at 96,000. We're so close to that 100K. If you have not subscribed yet, please, please, please subscribe to No Filter with Zack Peter. Zack Peter here on YouTube. Please do. I love you. I appreciate you. Victoria Stravro. Thank you for the super sticker. Okay, let's move on to Anna Kendrick, because she has seemingly ditched Blake Lively. Which is interesting that they have them posing on the red carpet, because remember, everyone's like, there's a feud. They're not posing together. They didn't pose together at South by Southwest. And then there was the clip of, the fans asking Blake Lively, is she excited to work with Anna? And she's like, oh my God, Anna's great. She's amazing. And then they asked Anna, what is it like getting to work with Blake Lively again? And she's like, oh, and then she kind of avoided the question. And then she was asked on the red carpet about all of the drama that's happened in the last year or two. And she's just like, oh, I did ayahuasca and I can't remember anything. And so I guess Paul Feig kind of hunkered down and got them to really play nice. Paul Feig really wants us to believe that they're besties. And I think at the end of the day, Anna Kendrick knows that this movie needs to be successful, and she wants to just get through it. She's under contract. She's being paid. She has to play nice. She's not going to come out with some public beef or drama. She's not like Blake Lively, who's going to put anybody in a basement. So Anna's doing her best to play nicely, right? But she's avoiding saying anything positive about Blake Lively. And she's avoiding even, really kind of posing with her outside of these photos. They kind of have to, right? And you see them on the red carpet and they kind of like look and, kind of do like a ha fake laugh. And then they're like, smile, cheese, sisters, yay. They're doing the whole, we're friendly. But, dun, dun, dun. Anna Kendrick just did Good Morning America this week to promote Another Simple Favor. When does Another Simple Favor release? Oh, it's no, it was May 1st. Oh, it's this weekend. No wonder they're doing so much press. The movie comes out Thursday. Oh, wow. So the movie's out this week. I don't know why. I thought it was like the second week of May, but it's May 1st on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime Video is when it comes out. But so it's interesting because they pretend to look chummy, but then here's what I picked up on, and I know everybody's picking apart everything that Anna Kendrick is doing, but here's what I picked up on in this clip from Good Morning America with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. Or well, no, this is just Anna Kendrick in her promotion for Another Simple Favor.
You had a run-in London.
I was just in London promoting Simple Favor. Sorry, Another Simple Favor. Yeah. And a friend of mine was like, "That's so funny. I swear I just saw Rebel Wilson like in the street." And I texted her, and we were staying across the street from.
Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on Spotify, they're showing in this clip, they're showing these photos of Anna Kendrick hanging out with Rebel Wilson. So Anna goes on to basically say that they were staying on opposite hotels on the same street, but opposite hotels right across the street from each other. She sees Rebel outside, she calls Rebel, and then she goes over to Rebel Wilson's, I guess, hotel room, and they hang out until, I believe she says 2 a.m.
from each other in London. So I was like, I want to come over, and she was like, okay, cool, but we have to be done by like 10. I have like an early morning thing, and then of course we're awake catching up until 2 in the morning. Right. Yeah, it's always so much fun to run into them. We're still on this like huge group chat.
But if you look at the photos, so they share photos of them together. If you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, they have these fun photos of them, literally of Anna Kendrick still in the same dress that she was wearing during the promotion, during one of the premieres for Another Simple Favor in London, I believe is where they ran into each other. And so they're literally posing in the streets and they're doing fun photos together. And I'm like, this is how you shut down a feud. Nobody thinks that there's a feud between Rebel Wilson and Anna Kendrick, because if you look at this photo, they very clearly are super friendly. Like super friendly. Like they're literally posing together in the streets of New York. They're doing fun photos together. You don't see any fun photos of her and Blake Lively. You didn't even see any fun photos of her and Blake Lively back during A Simple Favor, which is where the first feud rumors began, right? So weird, all these premieres. It's not weird, all these premieres, because this is typically how it goes, especially in the 2 weeks leading up. You have a ton of different premieres. It seems like they did New York and they did London. And I don't think they did any other premieres outside of that. It doesn't appear that they're having an LA premiere. I did see a lot of former Real Housewives of New Jersey at the Another Simple Favor premiere. I saw Margaret Josephs was there. I saw Jackie Goldschneider was there. That was interesting because weren't they fighting on the last season? Oh, no. I don't know. But so it's interesting. This is how you shut down a feud rumors, though. You post cute photos of you guys hanging out IRL. And then she has this fun anecdote of her hanging out with Rebel Wilson, but no fun anecdote of her on a press tour with Blake Lively. So she seems to be doing her own thing. She's ditched Blake Lively. She's not doing any interviews with her. She's not even talking about her. I'm pretty sure GMA was told no questions about Blake Lively. Like they're just, I'm sure at this point, trying to keep them as super separate as possible. Brigitte says the entire PR campaign to rehabilitate Blake's image is cringe and so fake. I think that's why Anna Kendrick is like, I'm not interested. Like, I'll do what I have to do. I'll play nice. I'll, play nice for Paul Feig. I'm pretty sure Paul Feig in his head is convinced that they love each other. There's no way. Like, Paul Feig has to be lying through his teeth when he says that there's no sort of a feud or beef or tension between them. Like, he's really just trying to sell us on his movie at this point. Gigi says Colonel Kurtz filed a complaint against Blake's legal team for a fake lawsuit. I have Earth's video. Yeah, we'll do after Zack. Yes, that is. I haven't watched the video yet, but I did see something about that this morning. That Colonel Kurtz, I guess she's doing. Did she file? She didn't file a lawsuit though, did she? Oh, yeah. She says, I filed an official complaint against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' legal team for their fake lawsuit scam. Okay, so she's filed a complaint. She says, I discussed the official grievance ethics complaint I just filed in New York against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' legal team in response to last week's revelations about the fake Van Zandt lawsuit. I will keep you updated as the complaint progresses. Okay, I don't know what that means, though. What is the complaint? If you file, like, can I file a complaint? Can we all file complaints? Can we all be like, listen, We have some feelings about this. We are not happy about this. We have no interest in any of this drama. Drama for your mama. So we'll see. Cannot watch the movie. I can't stand Blake Lively's face. Well, I did see a clip of it this morning, and it does seem like she's really true to character. You know, she's on it. She's doing the damn thing. Okay, let's really quickly talk Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Do, 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 do. Beverly Hills, that's where I want to be. Gimme, 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 gimme. Oh, I'm actually not taping Stu's podcast for another hour, so we got a little time. Let's talk Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Why are they doing so many premieres for a straight to Amazon movie? That's another good question. I don't know. I mean, clearly Amazon has a budget, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure that this film is successful. I actually think it's going to be successful. I think people are going to watch. And here's the other thing before we get into Beverly Hills. The other thing too is I was thinking about this, and I was talking with Donna Bowling about it, and I really believe that Blake and it kills me to say this, but I believe Blake and Ryan's career is going to be okay. I actually think they're going to come out of this in the end unscathed, and well, in a way, right? Because this is what I was trying to explain to Donna. They will survive in Hollywood, but Hollywood will not survive in our culture, is kind of what I'm predicting. And I usually make good predictions. My predictions usually always come true. I'm a little psychic, I'm very intuitive. But so I think Hollywood is trying to protect, and even mainstream media, they're trying so hard to protect Blake and Ryan. For whatever reason, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes or why there's so much loyalty to these people, right? But what I will say is the same thing we're seeing with mainstream media starting to crumble. We're seeing that with Hollywood start to crumble as well. People don't care about the award shows the way that they used to. People don't care about, going to theaters and watching movies like they used to, which is why now they're trying to put all their eggs in the streaming bucket. So they're Ryan definitely is still marketable. And like I said, I think most Marvel fans, I know that there are some Marvel fans that watch this show and that are following this case, but I believe in comparison to the bigger Marvel community, it's a small fraction of people that watch the Marvel films. Like, think about it. Like, I know most of the people here are probably women, and you have husbands, maybe. And that's not to single shame anybody. I'm single too. But so you have husbands, and if they watch the Marvel movies, I'm pretty sure they're not as invested as you are in this case, right? And so to them, in 3 years after this case is settled, they're not really going to remember the details of, what happened with Deadpool and Wolverine. So if Ryan Reynolds gets cast in another role in the Marvel universe, they're probably still going to likely watch it. And the Marvel comic book fans, all the Comic-Con people, like, they don't care about this. There may be a small fraction of people that do, but they don't in the grand scheme of things. And I think that's where Blake Lively, as much as I hate to say this, is playing this smart because she's continuing to expose herself. And even though the public hates her right now, I think eventually people are going to forget. Look at Amber Heard. She was not a big star, right? She wasn't a big name. We didn't really know her. Like, she was just starting to break out with Aquaman. She was just starting to really become a name that people were caring about. And then she had, which is part of the reason why she had to write her op-ed, which ultimately dragged Johnny Depp. And that was because she was trying to bolster her profile. Now, when we look at Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, they are the power couple, right? It was Amber Heard going up against Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, to a degree, had the power. Despite him going against Me Too, he was the bigger name. He was more recognizable. He was somebody that people remember, right? Amber Heard, not so much. And that's why her career in Hollywood was essentially done. She kind of went to the shadows, let the trial play out, and then she ran off to Spain. Whereas I don't think we're going to see Blake Lively run off to Spain. I think even if she loses this trial, she will continue to find ways to get opportunities that will continue to position her in a celebrity light, right? And again, I'm not saying all of this because I endorse this or because I want Hollywood to continue to support them, but we just have to look at what's happening in front of our eyes right now. Boozy Biatch says, by the way, Blake is not a good actor. She's okay when it comes to something close to her, aka Gossip Girl, Simple Favor. Exactly. You can typecast her and she'll always find a way to get, a Lifetime movie or another streaming service to book her in something, especially if her husband is financing it. She will find ways to stay alive in Hollywood. She's scrappy in that sense. And Ryan Reynolds will find ways to continue to bulldoze his way into different rooms and as long as the money is there, they will find a way to stay alive. They'll be the cockroaches of Hollywood, but they'll find a way to stay alive. And we see Emily Blunt. We saw Stanley Tucci. We keep seeing Hugh Jackman. He posed with them at another Simple Favor. So Hollywood is just going to continue to protect them. However, again, the bigger picture is Hollywood is crumbling the same way we're seeing the mainstream media crumble. So even though we may feel like they're going to last in Hollywood, I don't know if that's even a win or a flex for them at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, Hollywood is kind of circling the drain. We're looking more towards independent creators. And I think this is where Justin Baldoni, his career is essentially done. Whether he wins or not in Hollywood, his career is done. That's just the cold, hard reality we have to face. But hopefully I'm not tuning you out. Keep listening because there's a reason behind this. What I predict happening in the future, and this may take 5, 6, maybe even 10 years, but what I predict happening is those independent creators are ultimately going to come to the forefront. That's why people are trusting podcasting and, they trust attorneys more on X than they do expert attorneys that do a 3-minute segment on CNN. And it's because there's a transparency and there's a level of trust that I think they've been able to put in. I think they take everything that they see on the internet with a grain of salt, but at least they know they can take it with a grain of salt. Whereas these traditional media establishments, you can't trust them anymore because they've lied to us so many times. Hollywood, I think, is the same thing. Hollywood will still fight to keep themselves alive and they'll ultimately cannibalize and eat themselves out. But when it comes to people like Justin Baldoni, I think he will still have a successful career, but he's never going to be embraced in Hollywood. But I don't think he should want to be embraced in Hollywood at this point. I think he's going to set the stage for whatever the new wave of entertainment is going to be. And if he can get someone to back him financially with a project and get that project on a successful streaming service, even if he does it on his own on YouTube and we show up to support those independent creators and show up to support them, then they will continue to rise, right? The same way, I'm so grateful that you guys show up for me day after day here on the podcast. And that's what, I think has continued to help creators like myself continue to grow and rise. So here we go. Marley says, wrong. They will move over the drama. They will always hate her. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I'm wrong. Brigitte says, I think Ryan Reynolds will become even more popular, but I don't think Blake, it will be the same fate for her. I think that's why Blake won't leave Ryan. I think she has to stay with him in order to stay relevant. His money and his celebrity will continue to be what carries her, and she's just going to have to live in his shadow. That's just kind of the cross she has to bear with her taking this crusade on. Mama Chuck says she will continue to make bad movies. Listen, and there are people that do that. There are people that continue to make their low budget movies and they stay alive, and that's just where they're at, April Love says, but will people continue to work with Blake? Won't they see her as a liability? Ryan Reynolds will still have power. And if he's willing to finance something or back something, then people will listen to him and they will work with her out of obligation to him. And so I think she will still get jobs. She may not get the jobs that she would have had. She may not have the Hollywood career that she was going to have prior to all of this, but she will still get jobs. And they will likely be jobs that her husband has influenced. And look at Hugh Jackman, I'm sure will do a movie with her. Michelle Maroney will still do a movie with her. Emily Blunt, I'm sure will do a movie with her, So we'll see. Tiffany says, my 8-year-old asked to watch The Adam Project, even though it's a cute movie. I said, I will not have anything with Ryan Reynolds' face on it. I know. I loved that movie too. The Adam Project on Netflix was such a good movie. I really liked it. I think when it came out, I think I watched it like 3 times. So it's such a bummer. Sedge429 says, one of the newer docs says that Blake made contact with a Texas native protester and it describes Colonel Kurtz. They didn't talk to each other. Confused. Interesting. You're right. They didn't talk to each other. I don't think she did make any sort of contact with Colonel Kurtz. Colonel Kurtz was at the Austin premiere at South by Southwest for Another Simple Favor. And Colonel Kurtz had her sign that said, what was it? Justice for Justin, I believe is what the sign said. And I know that she was referenced in the newest lawsuit. So Hugh Jackman also killed a quarter of his fan base by being a cheater. Yeah, but how quickly do people forget? Nobody even remembers. Nobody even cares for the most part, you know? What did Stanley Tucci do? He didn't do anything. He just came to the premiere of Another Simple Favor and posed on the carpet with Blake Lively. Zach, can you please do my personal predictions, please? Yeah, so jacked up, especially his career going down the drain based on lies. I know. That's why, you know, what Blake did when I say that she is the one who, Blake lied. Yeah, is what it said, is what her sign said. I think that what Blake did was the real untraceable smear campaign. I said this since the second the New York Times article dropped, right? And they were accusing him of a smear campaign. And I was like, well, actually, if you really want to, like, if you really think about this, if you really want to look at a smear campaign, like legal filings and a CRD complaint and linking it in the New York Times and sharing text messages that don't give us the full context, that in itself is a smear campaign. I predict that's my opinion, but it's kind of what I said from the beginning. Enrique said, Zach, I'm watching Schitt's Creek. If you watch the show, you would know which character reminds me of you. Am I a little bit Alexis, Enrique? Am I Moira Rose? Or are you saying that I'm David? You, David. Am I David? Am I? I've always said I wanted my Patrick. If anybody's seen Schitt's Creek, I was like, I want me some Patrick. I want me like a nice, doughy, sweet white boy. I mean, he doesn't need to be a white, but like just thinking of Patrick, he's just like this sweet boy with like his little collared shirt, and he was just like really nice, but like he can calm me and tame me and do all it was just sweet. And he's like, let's buy a house, and he bought the house, and it was just all the things. Narcissists project their sins on their victims. Smear campaign, for example. Yeah, I agree. Gabrielle says sending him to the basement and making the whole cast not talk to him is an invisible smear campaign. Yeah. Well, not only the invisible part, but the untraceable part. That's what I said. When we found out about the Van Zandt lawsuit, that was the untraceable part. Van Zandt, no names, no defendants, all of it. I was like, well, damn, there you go. Boozy says, I was just going to ask you, Zach, who is your celebrity crush? Ryan Reynolds. No, I mean, if I had to choose, I would pick Baldoni over Reynolds. But do I have a celebrity crush? I don't know if I have a celebrity crush right now. I don't know. TBD. Zach, I love when Patrick sings Simply the Best to David. I know. It's so good. Oh my God, I wish I just discovered Schitt's Creek. It was so good. I discovered it in 2020, pandemic era. I remember I matched with this guy on Bumble, and we were doing like virtual dates because I was like, we can't see each other because we're gonna like die. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so we would do like virtual dates. And at the time, and he had like this streaming, he was really sweet. He had this like streaming website that he would use or something where we could watch, I think like Netflix, but like watch it together. So like he could be watching the same thing that I'm watching and it's playing at the same time. Yeah, listen, what a year to date, right? 2020. But so anyway, that was when I caught on to Schitt's Creek because he's like, you need to watch this. And so I binged it all because the final season had been ready to come out. And so, yeah, sorry, I digress. You're simply the best, better than all the rest. Yes, I also downloaded Patrick's version of Simply the Best. I have it saved. Omar the lawyer. Who's Omar the lawyer? He sounds cute. Who's Omar the lawyer? Who would you set me up with on the internet? I'm actually very curious. If you could pick anybody on the internet or speaking of like celebrity crushes, like is there another content creator that you're like, I could see you dating this person? The Tilted Lawyer. Oh yeah. Who is the Tilted? I need to look up the Tilted Lawyer. I disagree with you. Justin Baldoni has a reputation of someone excellent to work with. Listen, Tari, I'm not saying he doesn't have fans. I'm just saying, listen, Omar is straight and married to children. Okay, well, that doesn't mean I can't still thirst over him like everybody else in the live chat. What is he, the Tilted Lawyer? Why? It's because his dick a little tilted. Kidding. Somebody's gonna be like, "Did you hear what Zack Peter said about your dick?" Don't do that. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna see the lawyer, Omar's voice. Oh my god, let us thirst, right? Let us thirst. He's married. And oh, he has a fun little music video song that wow, this is very long. Oh, he does have a nice voice. He's cute. And he has like what is that? Like a lava lamp or a one of those salt rock candles? Okay. Okay, you guys hyped him up a little bit. He's cute. He's cute. Sam Star. I don't know who Sam Star is. It's Omar's voice that people were like, he does have a great voice. He does have a great voice. Lee says, I'm married, not dead. Yeah. You should date Andy NGO. Who is Andy NGO? Andy NGO. Sorry. Okay, I'm offended. Okay, I'm not taking your recommendations anymore. Okay. I stopped watching The Lawyer You Know. I get distracted. Who is the lawyer you know? Did you hear when Kim Pyrowitz was thirsting over Justin's 2 a.m. voice? It was a great voice note. Justin Baldoni's 2 a.m. voice note was like, whoo. Whoo. Hi, Zack. You're gorgeous. Love you from Lou in Manchester, England. I love it. Thank you. Let's talk about Real Houses of Beverly Hills. So we had PK and Dorit. Dorit and PK, they are dunzos because obviously PK from Real Houses of Beverly Hills, he was making out with this woman named Shanna from TMZ posted photos of them together. And then the next morning, Dorit Kemsley ended up filing for divorce. And I've always said that I feel like this was intentional. Like maybe Dorit had somebody following PK and she knew that he was seeing this woman. And so they like maybe this was all intentional and deliberate so that she could finally file for divorce because I just feel like the photos coming out one night and then the divorce filing the next morning, I felt like everything was always kind of prepared. It was all ready. He is not good enough for Zack. Who's not good enough for me? Who's not good enough for me? The lawyer you know is Peter. Donna has a crush. Who is the lawyer you... I don't know. First you told me that other guy. Let me look up the lawyer you know. He's on YouTube. He better be good looking. You guys have already disappointed me. The lawyer you know. Oh, he's covering Karen Reed. Donna has a crush on him. Oh, is this him? Oh, he's very hot. Wow. Wow. Can I book him on the podcast? Where is he from? Okay. All right, you guys. I've learned to trust you again. He's actually very cute, and I ain't mad at it. Let's see. Oh, he's in Florida. The lawyer you know, legal analysis and true crime from Florida. Should I bring him on tour with me? Come on, he's so yummy. Okay. He needs a haircut, but he's cute. Okay. He's very okay. Can we stay on topic now? Hot but married with kids. And I don't care if they're married. You should. I should what? Oh, bring him on tour. Not break up his marriage. Okay. Yummy, but with teeth or no teeth. But so is Chef Stew. Chef Stew is very attractive. I bet they will have stronger contracts for Blake. Yep, yummy. But does he have teeth? I hope not. Blowjobs are better with no teeth. Okay. PK and Dorit, he was caught making out. They're filing for divorce, but so they were just spotted together at their kids' Jagger's baseball game. And so it's funny because TMZ got a video that they published on their website, and you can see Dorit and PK. They're sitting at the same game, but they're so far apart and they're like very obviously avoiding each other, which to me is just kind of funny because I'm just like, this is so like real, that you're gonna have to see your ex, even though you're going through divorce and you both have to go. But I'm curious, like, because she made it seem like PK was not that great of a dad and he wasn't that present. So now that he's actually going to the games, I wonder if he's doing this to save face. Did he call the paparazzi? Because how many times have we seen the paparazzi catch them at a baseball game? And now we see the paparazzi are there and they see him and he's at the game. And so I kind of feel like this also feels a little staged to me. I don't think the kid drop off photos where Dorit was spotted without her wedding ring because she dropped her kids off at school the other day. That's something that you can kind of predict, kind of know if you know her routine or where her kids go to school, then it's fair to assume she's likely going to be dropping the kids off. So when you show up and you're looking for her and you're taking photos of her paparazzi, that feels a bit more organic. The kids' baseball game, you need to know the kids' baseball game schedule. You need to know the exact location. So I kind of feel like PK may have set this up to show when they go into their custody battle because Dorit's fighting for full custody, legal and physical custody of the kids. But I kind of feel like PK may have staged this to make it seem like he's a present dad and he's there for his kids and he's showing up for the baseball games because I'm pretty sure Dorit was going to try and fight this and try to make him continue. Maybe that's part of the reason why she was laying some of those Easter eggs throughout this past season of Real Houses of Beverly Hills, saying that like PK wasn't a good father and that he wasn't very present and that he was, threatening her and all that stuff, like threatening to divorce her and making her pay all the bills, which I mean, hello, if you're living in the house, kind of feel like at this point you need to start covering the mortgage. So yeah, that was Dorit sitting. So Dorit was sitting down to the left, and then PK was up top in the photo that I just showed you, which was part of a video that was published on TMZ. It was for Jaggers baseball game, but she is completely ignoring him, not giving him the time of day. Doesn't seem like that divorce is going to go all too well. Christina says, okay, I have to watch Housewives to tear her apart. Why are you going to tear her apart? Don't tear her apart. It's the same photo like Mauricio with the woman in his arms around him. It's almost like he and Mauricio talked. Well, I don't think Mauricio. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think Mauricio set up those paparazzi photos. I think the woman that he was seeing at the time set up those paparazzi photos. But it is very similar the way you see PK like making out with this woman and then with the way we've seen Mauricio out and about. I don't know. Maybe the same photographer, maybe in on it with someone. Who knows? Yeah, it doesn't look like the same photo as Mauricio. Yeah, but I mean, Mauricio's been making out with everybody. He dressed up as Jack Sparrow during the Johnny Depp trial. Who did? I just looked up gay actress in Hollywood and this Broadway star showed up. Nick Adams. Nick Adams. Nick Adams is old. He was born in 1931 and then he died in 1968. So I don't think that's going to work out. Oh, there's another Nick Adams. Oh, he does drag. I don't know him though. He's in a number of different. Oh, he was in Wicked the musical. Wicked the musical. Oh, he is very cute. Not too shabby. That was a good choice. He was cute. Dorit hit the 10-year mark in March. Yep. So she gets the marital or spousal, what is it? The community property. Sorry. Because they've been together for 10 years. And in California, once you've been with somebody for 10 years, then everything becomes community property and it gets split right down the middle. Right down the middle. Same way Blake Lively wished Justin Baldoni did her. Split right down the middle. What about Andrew Reynolds? Do you think he's cute? Who's Andrew Reynolds? No. Well, he's kind of he's from Another Simple Favor. He's just kind of goofy look. I mean, he's cute, but like, in like a cute, like dorky kind of way. Yeah. Guys, give me somebody hot, you know? arriving late. Hi, Becky. All right, guys, just a reminder, get your tickets to the Zactivated Tour. It's a live podcast tour. So if you enjoy watching the live podcast here on YouTube, it's coming in person. So you can get a full live taping. These episodes are not going to be live streamed. I know people have asked about live stream tickets. So it's a full in-person experience. It's going to be really fun. We're going to have a pre-show VIP happy hour. We're going to have the show. We're going to be doing meet and greets. We're going to be having a good time. I have special guests in each city and a panel of tea spilling experts in each city. So some of your favorites, maybe someone that we talked about today, maybe a couple people that we talked about today have already been confirmed. Wink, wink. I just haven't said anything yet because the announcements will be coming soon. But so go and get your tickets right now. Danny, are you coming to any of the shows? You said I'm so geeked out. What are you geeked out about? Are you coming to the show? Let me know. Let me know. This activated tour, No Filter Live. Actually, a few people that I just realized that you were talking about in today's episode are going to be on tour with me. So come on out. Dallas, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, and Los Angeles. Oh, yes, Danny Gossip Girl got Chicago VIP. I'm excited about that show. It all kicks off July 11th, but get your tickets now. Irma Sanchez is coming to Brooklyn. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get your tickets right now at nofilterlive.com. That's nofilterlive.com. Head on over, get your tickets, grab your friends, wear your florals. I'm going on tour. Let's do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be funny. There are going to be lots of fun surprises in store. So definitely be sure to get your tickets now at nofilterlive.com. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack all over the internet. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100K, and we're so close. We're so close. We're at 96,084 subscribers. 96,084 subscribers, guys. We're less than 4,000 away from 100K. Can we get 100K in the month of May? 100K for real estate. What 100K for real estate? 100K for real estate. Luke Evans is cute. That's a good suggestion. Thank you, Carol. Yes, Irma says, let's get it. Subscribe. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. It's more so for the people that are watching that haven't subscribed yet. Just hit that little button. It's right there. Just boop, subscribe. Hit the bell button. That way you get me in your notifications every time there's tea to be spilled. It's a good time. So come on down. Come on, 100K plus. Yes, 100K plus for real estate. Well, 100K for real estate. All right, guys, love you. Appreciate you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now. I am going to be on Chef Stew's podcast this week, taping it right now. So go catch Don't Let It Stew. I never let it stew. So definitely go subscribe, support, all the good things. I love you. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.